Good morning. This is the Board of Appeals, Town of Hempstead, January 8th, 2025, 9:30 meeting. Will everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Chairman, do you have any opening remarks?
Before. Is there anyone here who hasn't appeared before us? Is there anyone? Oh, okay. So,
Welcome.
she speaks for me all the time.
No, I was
Sometimes
just welcoming on my
sometimes I feel like a marionette, but that's okay.
I was just welcoming.
Happy New Year to all, happy and healthy. And the way we conduct the hearings is as follows. If there are any applications for adjournment, we will call those cases first. And if there are none, then we'll get into the calendar right away. The manner in which we conduct the hearings is the applicant will present their case first. If there are any objections, and I don't believe there are this morning, they'll be given the opportunity to verbalize their objections, and then we have the applicant sum up, and then we close the hearings. Once the hearings are closed, we don't accept any additional evidence, and we do accept, we're not bound by the strict rules of evidence, so we take all sorts of evidence, including letters, emails, etc. All right, if you have something to say that someone said before you, you're free to simply get up and say, I agree with the person who spoke before me. Okay? Call the calendar. Any applications for adjournment, Patrick?
No applications for adjournment for this
Okay.
morning. First, we have case 1 of 25, Franklin Square, Mary Toro, renewal of grant to maintain 6-foot-high living fence forward dwelling on Benris Avenue, which may substantially obstruct line of sight, also known as 813 Benris Avenue.
There is an application for an appearance waiver on this case, which means that the applicant doesn't necessarily, if it's granted, the applicant doesn't have to appear. We don't have a sign-in sheet, but is there anyone here in opposition? The answer is no. So the case involves renewal of a grant to maintain a 6-foot-high living fence forward of the dwelling on Benris Avenue, which may substantially obstruct the line of sight. The building department inspected the property on October 2nd, 2024. By the way, let me withdraw that. We have an application for an appearance waiver, which we will grant unless any board member has an objection. I don't believe they do. The building department inspected the premises on October 2nd, 2024, and they found that all conditions previously imposed by this board have been complied with. Is there anything else that anyone from the board would like to say? If not, do I have a motion?
I would just move, Mr. Chairman, that the hearing be closed, that the matter be placed on the decision calendar. The applicant will receive a copy of the board's decision by mail once it's rendered.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Next case.
Next, we have case 2 of 25, Merrick, Martin, and Lisa Roman, renewal of grant to maintain pool and pool equipment with less than required front and side yard setbacks, 6-foot solid vinyl fence forward of dwelling, which may substantially obstruct line of sight and larger than pool installation area, also known as 1800 State Street. Mr. Chairman, there is an application for an appearance waiver on this case as well.
Is there anyone in opposition to granting the appearance waiver? If not, it will be granted. It is granted. Building department inspected the premises on November 15, 2024, and they found that all conditions previously imposed by the board have been complied with. Do I have any other questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Again, Mr. Chairman, I would just move that the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on, pardon me, the decision calendar. The applicant will be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Next, we have case 3 of 25, Oceanside, Joseph and Anna Aprea, renewal of grant to maintain 2-family dwelling, also known as 306 New York Avenue.
Is there anyone here on this case? Come up, please.
Joseph Apria, 306 New York Avenue, Oceanside, 11572.
Anna Apria, 306 New York Avenue, Oceanside, New York, 11572.
In light of your sworn testimony, I guess you continue to reside at 306 New York
Absolutely.
Avenue, is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so this is a renewal of a grant to maintain a two-family dwelling. The building department inspected the premises on October 24th of 2024 and found that all conditions previously imposed by the board have been, once again, been complied with. Do you have anything else you'd like to add?
No.
No.
Okay. Any other questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
I move that the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. You'll receive a copy of the board's decision by mail once it's rendered. Thank you,
Second.
folks. Happy New Year.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any
Thank you so
opposed,
much.
any abstentions?
We appreciate it. Happy New Year.
She had to say Happy New Year after I wished everyone a Happy New Year.
Of course. Thank
Have a
you
nice
again.
day,
Thank you.
folks.
I think he's my brother, right? Or my husband. One of the two.
Next, we have case 425, Wantagh TD Bank U.S. Real Estate. Renewal of grant to maintain double-face illuminated pylon sign on Sunrise Highway, property line, and setback 18 feet on Wantagh Avenue, also known as 3222 Sunrise Highway.
My name is Arlene Melly with Ultimate Fines on behalf of TD Bank, 86 Sewell Street, Hempstead, New York.
Good morning.
Good morning and Happy New Year.
Same to you.
Thank you.
This
We're-
is, go ahead, I'm
I'm
sorry.
sorry. We're looking to renew the existing variance application for the ground sign over at 3222 Sunrise Highway in, oh gosh,
One dog.
thank you.
Do a lot of these, do you?
Okay, the building department inspected the sign and the premises on November 4th, 2024, and once again, they found, they must have had a real good run on this one.
Must have.
They found that all conditions previously imposed by the board have once again been complied with. Do I have any other questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Move that the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. You'll be notified by mail of the board's decision once it is rendered. Thank you.
That's a
Happy
little-
New Year.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed?
Next, we have case 525, Levittown, Nicholas F. and Carol M. Russo. Renewal of grant to maintain a 6-foot-high stockade fence, 6-foot-high living fence forward of dwelling which may substantially obstruct line of sight, and 3-foot-high chain link fence within the clear sight triangle, also known as 17 Blackbird Lane. Mr. Chairman, we have an application for an appearance waiver on this case.
Okay, we're going to grant the application for an appearance waiver. The building department inspected the premises on October 29th, 2024, and they found that all conditions previously imposed by the board have been complied with. Have any other comments from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Move, Mr. Chairman, that the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. The applicant will be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Let's call a real case now.
Next, we have cases 6-25 through 7-25. Seaford, Josh Crutch. Variance lot area occupied, side yards aggregate, maintain wood deck and garage conversion to living space, both attached to dwelling. Special exception to maintain shed larger than permitted and exceeding horizontal maximum on 2 sides with lot area occupied variance, also known as 2300 Pennaquot Avenue.
Lisa Koshia with Permits Are Us, 338 Jericho Turnpike, number 396, Syosset, New York, 11791. Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Happy and healthy New Year to all of you. I'm
Same
here-
to you. And before you go on, I'm going to ask the question, have you been to the house?
Yes.
Oh, good. Good way to start the year.
I'm
Go
here-
on.
Yep, I'm here representing Mr. Crutch, who wishes to maintain a shed and deck. This property is located in a Residence B zone. The shed has a horizontal max of 18.6 feet, where the allowed is 12 feet.
Hold on, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The horizontal 18.6 on one side.
Right.
Go ahead.
Where the allowed is 12 feet, and is 195.3 square feet, where the allowable is 144 square feet.
You need horizontal on two. What's the other one you need?
The other one is 10 point something. Hold on a second.
While you're finding that, Pauline, can I ask you? This is seems to be the only shed. It's not a second accessory structure, and it's not in the side yard. Why does it need special exception? Well, it's listed as, it's not listed as second, and it's not side yard. Yeah. But that doesn't generate special exception on its own, does it? Oh, so you guys do need special exception, even if it's not in side yard and it's not second, if it needs any other relief, it goes into special exception. Okay, good, thank you. Go ahead, I just want to make sure I'm up to speed.
It's okay.
We
So-
now have an expert, one of two experts every
Yes.
day, and it's very helpful.
So the other side of the shed that you were asking about is 10.6 feet.
No, but that one need horizontal.
No, the
two
one side I
sides.
said was 18.6, but you had asked me what the other sides were, and the other sides are 10.6.
No, the other side is also 18.6.
Yes, the two sides are
Those are the two-
18.6.
That's the two
I'm
sides.
sorry, I misunderstood your question.
Okay, go ahead.
18.6 on both, yes. The deck has a side yard setback of 2.22 feet, where the required is 5 feet, and an aggregate of 12.93 feet, where the required is 15 feet. The lot coverage is 38.5%, where the required is 27.5%. My client, yep.
What portion of that 38% consists of the deck?
I don't know if I have just deck coverage. Let me see.
Well, then, that 38% includes deck, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Is all of that that's hashed, the deck, which is literally a larger footprint, it looks like, close to, okay, I take it back. It's slightly smaller probably in its aggregate footprint than is the whole residence.
Yes.
So that's quite relevant here. So 47 by 2,
Okay.
25.
It's bigger than the house.
Well, it's longer, but it's not as, it's
You know what,
wider.
I'm not worried about that.
Hold on.
Pardon? That goes to a lot of,
So if that whole hatched area is deck, none of that is, it's hard to tell from looking down. None of that is garage converted.
No.
That whole 47 by 2, 21.25 is deck.
Correct.
So the deck is 1,010 square feet. Let me just figure out what the house
and the
is.
residence,
Is
about 900.
Is there a pool on the property?
No, there was a pool on the property. It has been removed.
Thank
And
you.
the
You're
house,
welcome.
so the house is 11, footprint of the house is
40 by 25.
1,108. So they're almost the same, they're 90 square feet different
Yes,
in footprint.
yes.
So I would imagine the deck, without the deck, they wouldn't probably be over on
No.
lot area occupied.
No,
Absolutely
Okay,
not,
so at
yeah.
least we can say, so if we were to grant this deck, would your client be amenable to a condition that it not be enclosed in the future?
Yes.
Okay. How far off grade is the deck?
It's, height-wise, is about 3 feet.
Okay. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
The Google Earth indicates that there might be a structure between the deck and the shed.
No.
Like another shed.
No, there's definitely only that one shed on the property. There might have been something there. I don't know when that picture was. I know my client purchased the home maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
It shows the pool and it does show,
it's probably the
I
shed,
guess I don't-
the shadow.
Yeah, the
Some
pool is
shed.
definitely removed.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming whatever that was may have been removed too, because that wasn't there. It was
Okay.
just
Go
that
with it, that's
shed.
on the
And you,
property.
you were in the backyard?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Thank you. I have
You're
no
welcome.
questions.
She testified she was there. Any other questions from the board?
No, sir.
I see what.
Could you approach,
This thing.
Sure.
That's before us.
Either that or that was there and was taken down, because that isn't there anymore. Whatever that was. Yeah. It looks like steps or something.
Yeah, it looks like steps. It almost looks like a pool house.
Yeah, but no, that's definitely, that's not there.
It's a pool house.
Yeah,
Must have been a deck back there as well.
yeah, no, that's all gone too, it's completely just.
This is a new owner.
22.
Any other questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
I would just move, Mr. Chairman, that the hearing be closed, that the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Ms. Kachia, you'll be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered.
Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
Next, we have cases 825 through 1025,
Thank you, Gail.
Oceanside, Stephen Albee. Variance to maintain senior residence, each separate dwelling area exceeding 800 square feet in floor space. Variance lot area occupied, maintain enclosed porch attached to dwelling. Variance lot area occupied, maintain shed, also known as 3199 Messick Avenue.
God, I'm so tired. I don't know anything I've had for like a year.
Tina Pangallo, 549 Hempstead Turnpike, West Hempstead, New York, 11552. Good morning, Chairman, members of the board, and Happy New Year.
Thank you, Ms. Mangallo, and same to you.
It's
Rep-
nice to see that you're still Tina Pangallo, which is exactly who you were last time.
Yes, I haven't changed in the new
This is the
year.
new Tina Pangallo. And before we proceed, have you been to the house?
Yes, I have.
Wonderful.
I'm representing Stephen Albee of 3199 Messick Avenue in Oceanside. The property is located on the northeast corner of Messick Avenue and Evans Avenue in Residence B. We're requesting a variance to maintain a second kitchen for senior residence use and an enclosed porch and a shed. The senior residence use violates the maximum square footage allowed of 800 square feet. The square feet of both units is 1,072 square feet. The enclosed porch violates the rear yard setback required of 15 feet, and the rear yard provided is 8.2 feet. The maximum lot coverage allowed is 27.5%, and the lot coverage provided is 32.95%.
And that's for all the structures together.
Correct.
Do you
So
know
I
how
know
much
sometimes
of
they
that?
break it.
Do you know
Okay.
how much of that is the deck? Because maybe we should just routinely ask that question, so that those of you who appear before us on a regular basis, just, maybe you should make the calculation before you come in.
Okay, so the house is, and garage is 27.8%. The porch, the sun porch it's 5.5%, and the shed would be, what is it, 12 by 8 would be 90 square feet?
Right, and Ms. Mangallo,
Yes.
just to, along that, and Ms. Kachia, and the rest of you, I'm sure you understand the reason that matters to us is because even though it's lot coverage, it's an open space and it doesn't have the same attributes or the overall feel of having an enclosed structure of that same coverage, lot coverage. That's just, I'm sure you figured it out.
Sure,
but
yeah,
That's why it
absolutely,
matters to
right.
us.
Okay, we'll make sure we have the breakdown of everything, so that's the breakdown. Yes.
I see in the site plan, there is a two-car garage, which is detached. Then toward the, I guess it would be the east of it, it says add to two-car garage.
Addition, there was a variance for the addition to the two-car garage.
That was approved? Came
Correct,
before the board
yes.
and was approved.
That was under 10-5412.
Well, was that an as of right, or?
No, that was a variance in 2010.
Thank you. And that's CO'd out, is that closed out?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So the shed is 12 by 8, 8 feet 9 inches high, with a 6-foot PVC fence in front, so it meets all the requirements except the lot coverage. Mr. Albee purchased the home with the second kitchen, and he moved in with his parents. He didn't know there was an issue until he received a violation from the town. His parents passed away, and Mr. Albee is now retired. His sister lives on the main level, and he lives upstairs, and the rent helps him with the mortgage and the taxes.
Wait, is he over 62?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
The sunroom and the shed were put up approximately 3 years ago. The house is well-maintained, and we're respectfully asking the board to grant this variance.
You have an open building permit for Sandy repair. Is that going to be closed out as part of
Yes, the
this?
plumber was waiting to file for the kitchen and the sandy repair altogether. So, providing this is approved, then the plumber will take care of his plumbing.
There appears to be a swimming pool, but it could be a shadow from the roof. Is
Yeah,
there
it must be, definitely no pool.
No pool. This doesn't look
Wow.
like a cover.
Totally.
Thank you.
I'm going to date myself now, but I'll assume that Mr. Albee's family did not own the RKO Albee in downtown Brooklyn?
I don't know. I'd have to ask.
He wouldn't be living in Oceanside.
Oh, okay. It's a very nice house, but,
It is. But I think that family died out a long time ago. They own a good piece of Brooklyn Heights. Not bad. Okay, is there anything else you'd like to add?
no, thank you.
Any other questions from the board? If
Chairman,
not,
go ahead.
I'll beg for a motion.
Move the hearing be closed, matter placed on the decision calendar. Ms. Pangallo, you'll be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's ready.
Thank you very much.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed?
Next, we have cases 1125 through 1425. Merrick, Stephen Aleo. Special exception to maintain a shed larger than permitted, exceeding horizontal maximum with more than required side and rear yard setbacks and lot area occupied variance. Maintain 3 AC units not permitted in the front yard on Hewlett Avenue. Maintain generator not permitted in the front yard on Hewlett Avenue. Maintain 18-foot high living fence forward of the dwelling on Hewlett Avenue, also known as 2077 Beverly Way. I have signed in from earlier, just your name and address for the record.
Sure. Lisa Koshia with Permits Are Us, 338 Jericho Turnpike, number 396, Syosset, New York, 11791. Good morning again. I'm here representing Mr. Aiello, who wishes to maintain a shed, AC units, generator, and a living fence. This property is located in a Residence A zone. The shed has a side yard setback of 2.9 feet and a rear yard of 2.6 feet, where the required is 2 feet. It has a horizontal max of 15 feet, where 12 feet is allowed, and a lot coverage of 26.18%, where 25% is allowed. The 3 AC units and generator are not permitted in a front yard. They're located in the secondary front yard, as this is a corner property. The living fence forward of the dwelling on Hewlett Avenue, also the secondary front yard, does not create any line of sight issues. These items have existed for approximately 13 years. Mr. Aiello respectfully requests your approval.
The structures that have the generator, and there's 3, are they the air conditioning units?
It's 3 AC units and 1 generator on the raised,
That's quite a structure.
yes,
Ms. Kachia. Ms. Kachia,
yes.
I see the note going to the 18-foot living fence.
Okay,
I see the note that says, no driveway, that on the property owning to the Bellachicos, and it says Bellachico Bristol. So I don't know if that's 2 last names or, or if Bristol is a first name. Where is the driveway for that property?
the driveway for this property is on Beverly Way.
No,
No.
the driveway
sorry.
for the property that's mostly to the, basically to the north.
Oh,
The people- it's-
Bellachico Bristol?
Yes.
I see them. Actually, I'm not sure if it's on Hewlett or if it's on Brighton. I don't remember.
Wait a minute. Hold on. No. Oh, yeah, it goes like that.
This house,
That's the subject property.
yes. That guy's okay, but this guy's close.
Okay, judging from, Mr. Pellegrini looks everything up on Google Earth.
Yeah.
And it does look like the driveway is well away from the subject property's 18-foot proposed living fence. It also does look, how far is that from the corner? I guess you didn't get clear sight, so you must be far. It does look like it.
It's pretty far.
And then there's on the Google Earth, that is a
I know.
very bad. It went away. On Google Earth, it shows what on,
There you go.
yeah, well, what on here says existing planter, that is on the subject property and on the west side of the subject property. On Google Earth, you can't see the planter, but you can see the shrubbery, or if you will. And it's next to both the subject property's driveway and the neighbor to the west's driveway. I just can't tell how tall it is. Oh, Mr. Pellegrini got it back. Is that it?
Yes. It's a brick
Okay.
wall.
Oh,
that brick
existing
wall.
planter, I see
Is that
it.
as of right? I guess it's only like 2 feet tall.
That's what it looks like, yeah.
Is a brick wall
Yeah, I don't-
forward of the dwelling 2 feet tall as of right? Well, it's probably not over 30.
No,
I'm-
it
I'm
has to
looking
be
at it and I'd
shorter.
say
I'm
it's
just
24.
thinking. I think I
Hold
have
on,
a
Mr.
picture.
Chair. I'd say it's 24 feet. It's a brick running along the subject driveway, and the neighbor's driveway is on the other side of it. But it is only, the brick appears to be about 18 to 24 inches tall. Then it has a living fence shrub in it, but that's very low. How high are they allowed to go with that without needing relief?
Get a front view on this, a front view, a street view.
So as long as the brick fence plus the living hedge stay below 30.
No, I wanna go
Ms.
down the
Kachia, make sure you tell your clients to keep that down, because it's their driveway and the neighbors, okay? And when we say it doesn't need, Colleen, relief,
as if I'm standing here.
not only does it not need relief from us, but does it need a permit or no?
Okay.
Even though if it's at 24 feet total, solid, 24 inches total, solid, it does need a permit, though? Or, let us know, and Ms. Kachia, do you have any cases this afternoon?
No, I only have one more this morning.
All right, you check and make sure you don't need a permit, and then tell your clients to keep that thing, because it is both driveways, and it's less offensive to theirs, I think, than the neighbors, because of the direction and flow of traffic. You know, if it got too tall, it would be a safety issue. All right. I have no problem.
Any other questions from the board? Have you concluded your presentation?
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Any other questions from the board? If not, yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. If she keeps it, they have to keep. Oh, you know what, Ms. Kachia? I didn't see the one, check, the same question
Okay.
as it relates to the wall in the front
Yeah.
running along
Yep.
Beverly Way. But the one that's, both of those, the one on Beverly Way doesn't appear to have, it has some grass in it. It's like a raised bed.
Yeah.
So that doesn't appear to have a shrub that can become
No.
a visibility
tall.
issue.
Sure.
That's the one that the shrubs have. This shrub combined with the brick wall have to, she's gonna check if they need a permit, and then they have to
Permit,
keep
yeah,
it.
yeah.
She's gonna advise her clients,
Yeah,
because if that
those-
grows up, that could become a problem for
Those-
the neighbor even more than the applicant.
Types of shrubs don't lend themselves to that.
All right.
But let's see.
Agreed.
Okay, keep
All right.
it under a couple of feet.
That's it, Ms. Kachia?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Motion, Mr.
Any
Chair.
other, can I have a motion?
Move the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Ms. Kachia, you'll be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered. Thank you.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Picture is worth 1,000 words.
Next, we have case 1525, West Hempstead, Gil and Alana Brucian. Variances, lot area occupied, average front yard setback, side yard, rear yard, construct two-story and second floor addition with cantilever and 2 AC units, all attached to dwelling, also known as 690 Euclid Avenue.
Andrew Shear, 391 Garfield Avenue, West Hempstead, New York, 11552. Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, and Happy New Year. I am here representing Gil and Alana Brucian. They are requesting variances for the addition of their home. They have a very irregularly shaped property, which has caused these various,
Looks like the state of Texas.
yeah, pretty much, right?
Pulled it longer.
Yeah, exactly. It gets pulled in all directions. So we'll start with the side yard variance, which is a minimum of 5'6". The existing house is set back 5 feet. So we're proposing a second floor over the existing with a cantilever. That's the proposed job. And a front porch.
Mr.
There's no
Shear,
change in the side yard.
Correct.
was this lot previously the subject of a subdivision?
I didn't see anything previously in the file of that. Yeah.
Might have been back in 1930.
It's sitting
Suppose
on
every
a,
lot was previously the subject of a subdivision at one point in time.
With the exception of a very large lot.
it looks like, based on the radius map, it looks like it was just snuck in between two houses on the street, and that's why it's, the radius map shows it like snuck in between like two houses, and that's what's causing the irregularity there. So, I think the radius map shows a good example of the reason for that. So that is the side yard setback. The front yard setback, which is 25'2" allowable, is currently the front porch is 20'8", which is in compliance. It's less than 6 feet. So the cantilever to the front porch, which keeps the front cantilever to the second floor, is the nearest setback for the front, which is 22'7", then goes to 24'4". So the 22'7" is only for one small piece. Obviously, it's just that little piece that's affected because of the shape of the property. The rear yard is to the cantilever is 19'6", where 25 feet is required. There was an existing deck previously that is previously approved under another permit in 2001.
What's the rear yard to the house?
The rear yard to the house currently is 21'6".
And you're only changing it by way of the
2
cantilever?
feet by the way of the cantilever, correct.
So the cantilever is the only change on the rear yard?
Correct.
And on the front yard, you said it's at 24 and 4 inches now?
Correct.
You're
and we're-
proposing 22 and 2 inches for the house and 27 inches for the cantilever, is that right?
22'7" for the cantilever, correct. All of the changes,
Well, what's 20.7 then?
20.8.
No, what's 20 and 7 inches?
where do you see that?
On
Sorry.
your chart, it says proposed. It says allowable 25.2,
Okay.
existing 24.4, proposed 27.7 and 20-8.
I thought I have 22'7".
Oh, I see, no, you do have that, but the other one looks like it goes with it, but I see it goes to the porch.
The porch.
Right, oh, but that, again, okay, so that's, I'm sorry, 22 and 7 is the cantilever,
Correct.
and
All-
20 foot 8 inches is the front, that's also front yard, that's the porch.
20 foot 8 inches is to the porch, which is as of right, but
As a permitted encroachment?
as a permitted encroachment.
Okay. So what part of this is the two-story addition?
The two-story additions are all the cantilevers. So on the side, the 5-foot side yard setback, the 5-foot, which is existing, is not changing. The rear yard is 21'6". It's changing to 19'6" because of the cantilever. And the front yard is 24'4", and it's changing to 22'7", all cantilever.
Is there a cantilever on the side yard?
There's no cantilever on the side yard.
Okay, I didn't think there was.
Yeah.
So, just again, so the second-story addition is the entire footprint,
Correct.
and the only thing that's a two-story addition is that
The
cantilever?
cantilever.
Even
Yes.
though it only hangs over, it's still considered a two-story addition?
Yep.
And the total lot area occupied, I apologize.
Total lot area occupied is 31.4%, where we're allowed 27.5 in a Residence B.
You're aware that your client has an open plumbing permit?
I do, I saw that, I printed out the search sheet, and I did see that, so we'll take care of that when they close out the current plumbing permits that are required.
Hey, Colleen, does a cantilever that doesn't touch the ground but is considered a two-story addition, does that factor into lot area occupied? Huh, okay. So you,
It's factored in.
yeah, I couldn't find the, oh, so the 31.4%,
Is an
From-
increase from 28.6.
right. Huh, imagine that, 3% on cantilever. Who knew?
Small property, it adds up.
I'm surprised.
Oh, and front porch,
Okay.
So, yeah, that makes more sense, yeah.
Cantilevers are
Yeah.
3%?
Yeah. And that is all.
Any other are you finished?
I'm finished.
Okay. Any other questions from the board? Not, do I have a motion?
Move the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Mr. Shear, you'll be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
Maybe you should say to everyone, since the chairman's teasing you that.
She, of course, she doesn't wish you a healthy new year. That would be, that would be improper.
Look at him, he's the picture of fitness.
Okay.
Next, we have case 1625, West Hempstead, Joshua Goldgrab and Ricky Marcus. Variance, front yard average setback, construct one-story addition and covered porch attached dwelling, also known as 590 Knollwood Drive. Mr. Chair, I have you signed in from, sworn in from earlier, just your name and address for the record.
Good morning again.
Morning.
Andrew Shear, 391 Garfield Avenue, West Hempstead, New York, 11552.
Hope you had a healthy new year.
I hope you had a healthy new year and a happy new year since I last saw you. I am here for a variance for a front,
Yard average.
I'm sorry,
Front yard
for a
average
front vestibule and a covered porch. The current, we have, the variance that we're requesting is for a front yard average setback to construct a front porch and an enclosed vestibule. The current lot coverage is 24%, and we're increasing it to 28.6 with the deck, so it doesn't require a variance, and which is less than the permitted 3 feet off the ground.
Wait, the deck is not before us, right?
No,
No.
doesn't require a variance.
All right, just making sure that wasn't the one-story addition and
Right,
some
no.
odd
The one-story addition
nomenclature.
is in the front, that's the vestibule. The vestibule has a proposed setback of 20 foot 4 inches to the vestibule and 16 foot 4 to the front porch. Actually very similar to a variance that was granted across the street where the setback was 19'5" to the house and 15 feet to the vestibule. And the only restriction that you had put on that was that the porch could not be enclosed, which is fine. We're okay with that as well. So we do not intend to close the porch. The vestibule obviously is enclosed, and that is the only request for this variance.
Mr. Shear, I wrote down that you said it was 16.4 to the porch. Did I write that down wrong? Because it looks like from your chart, it's 20.4 is the 20 and 4 inches is the variance you're requesting.
20'4" is to the house, and 16'4" is to the porch.
So wait, the chart says, hold on. It doesn't, that's not on us. So is the 16.4 the permitted, what is the variance we're looking at? Are we looking at the chart says we're considering 20 feet 4 inches. You're saying that's to the house, but to the porch is 16 feet 4.
Right.
Is the porch portion some permitted encroachment? Is it open or something?
Porch is allowed to encroach 6 feet from the average setback, but the average setback is 26'3" so the permitted encroachment would make that 18'3". So the
All right, so
porch
you-
still is at 16'4".
All right, so you, here, Gail, will you hand him this? This is the official one. Can you change it in your chart so we have record that what you're requesting is a 16.4?
Sure.
I don't see that anywhere in the chart. You know, if we were to grant it and then they look at this,
Yes.
you know, you never know. It's shown 16.4 on the
Right.
site plan, but that doesn't tell
Normally
us
I-
whether or not that's a permitted encroachment and we're actually only granting to the 20.4.
Right.
You understand?
So
on the-
normally I delineate the house and the porch. It wasn't done here, and I apologize. So I'm going to cross out house, front yard setback, and I'm going to write front yard setback to open porch.
Whatever you need to do to make it accurate.
Okay. Which
It's
is
just
what
that if you look at the site plan, and you look at what it says is proposed as a variance, 20 and 4 inches, then I would look at it and think, okay, so the rest of from the 20.4 to the 16.4 is permitted encroachment, and our only variance is to the 20, and you need the variance to the 16.
Understood. Perfect. Yep. Thank you.
What is the purpose of the second-story addition?
The second-story addition is already a permit. This first floor addition, this is just a one-story vestibule so you don't walk into the house and, you know, it's just a vestibule with a closet
Okay.
and a porch,
Have you been in the house?
many times.
Is
Is there a kitchen in that vestibule? That was a joke.
the upstairs, there's an exterior basement entrance? Or is it a second-story entrance?
Let me just, I believe, based on, I just want to take a look at the search sheet for this. I believe that might have been pre-approved on another permit. Yeah, so, yes, so there is a permit from 2011, 11-3767, building permit 2011-08371, maintain finished basement with bathroom and basement entrance.
Is that closed out?
It is.
So finished basement, exterior stairs with full bath?
Yes.
I've been clearing my kitchen for about 9 months. Never is.
Okay.
I've been in it, there's no kitchen down there.
Not yet.
If- Well,
Thank you.
yes.
Is there a shed in the back corner?
On the good side, I never get sick.
I honestly don't recall. I've been to the house, I've been to the property, but I don't recall.
It indicates that it might be.
I'm sorry, what?
It indicates on Google Earth
That
that
there
there
might
is
be a shed?
some kind of a structure that abuts the parking lot to the north. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know, I'm sorry. Yeah.
So we cut them all out. So now everything just drains.
Well, you know what? I think you should go back there and verify that there is no or there is one, and then amend the site plan as required.
Yeah,
If
I
there
mean,
is,
at the time, I mean, obviously, this is done several months ago. I was there before the first permit was taken out and before the construction was done. So at the time that I did it, I have all the air conditioning units, the fences, and everything is accurate as to the last time I was there,
okay.
so.
If you, why don't you go take a ride over to the high school, just look in the backyard, hop over the fence, and if there's a shed there,
Can I
then
do that?
notify the office that there's a shed there and you have to amend the site plan.
Right, that's fine. If it needs to be amended, we
No,
can do that.
I understand.
Yeah.
And it may not be there because you were there. You didn't see it, but that happens. So, Mr. Chairman, maybe we could
Hold it
this
open?
on reserve, hold it open until,
You let us know today, Mr. Shear.
I will let you know, absolutely.
Even if you, maybe your client can do a FaceTime with you and walk out there and look at it or something.
I'll, 5 minutes
All
away,
right.
I'll
So we'll just hold
go
it
there.
open for your call.
come back. Are you gonna have a 2 o'clock hearing, or?
Yes.
Yes.
You are, okay. So I'll be here today.
okay,
I'll be back.
good.
Wait, if you're gonna be here for it, you knew we were gonna have it, didn't you?
No, I will be here for it. I don't plan on being here for it.
Oh,
I'd like not be here for it, but,
Why don't you come to the 5:30 meeting?
I'm gonna respectfully
Because
decline that.
I'm sure certain board members will make sure we're here until 5:30 or later.
Is it gonna be that fun?
Okay, we'll hold it open.
No
All right,
problem, thank you.
You'll give us the proof we need. Any other questions from the board? If not, we're going to hold it, make a motion, however.
yeah, well, we're not gonna close it, though, I guess.
No,
Mr. Chairman, I move that we hold this matter open.
peachy keen. Okay, that's, I like that motion. That's a good motion.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Who's being good? Who's being?
Happy and healthy New Year.
Same to you. Thank you. This is a big one. This is a big one.
Which one?
Okay.
This one.
Next, we have case 1725, Uniondale, Novelette Lynn. Variance, side yard, maintain AC unit attached to dwelling, also known as 717 Windsor Road. Ms. Kashia, I have you sworn in from earlier. Just your name and address again for the record.
Sure. Lisa Koshia with Permits Are Us, 338 Jericho Turnpike, number 396, Syosset, New York, 11791. Good morning again. I am
Morning.
here representing Miss Lynn, who wishes to maintain an AC unit. This property is located in a Residence B zone. The AC unit has a side yard setback of 2.4 feet, where the required is 5 feet. Ms. Lynn respectfully requests your approval.
How did your client come to know this needed relief? She doing something else or something?
She bought the house, and there were a couple of things that had to be rectified. I think there was like an open permit for work that had been done on the house, so when she went to do that, this came up.
Oh, I got you. Just because it's not a huge deal.
I know.
Can someone come up with a convoluted question to prolong the hearing?
Definitely that side of
Any other questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Mr. Pellegrini hasn't confirmed he has no further questions.
the, I know.
It's not before us.
We thought you might make a comment about.
easement.
I have no questions, sir.
Mr.
Thank
Chairman,
you.
I would just move that the hearing be closed, that the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Ms. Cuccia, you'll be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered.
Second?
Second.
Thank
All in
you.
favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.
Thank you.
And this guy's got no.
Next, we have cases 1825 through 2025, Levittown, Baljeet, Kindry. Variance, side yards aggregate, construct second floor addition, attached dwelling, maintain accessory structure shed with less than required rear and side yard setbacks. Special exception to maintain a second accessory structure, gazebo higher than permitted, also known as 23 Albatross Road.
Robert Milsetic, Milsetic Architecture, 47 Jerome Avenue, Hicksville, New York, 11801.
Baljeet Kindry, 23 Albatross Road, Levittown.
You're going to have to speak a little louder.
Baljeet Kindry, 23 Albatross Road, Levittown.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to the
Go
chair
ahead.
and the board. Happy New Year. I'm here with the whole, sorry.
Hold on a minute. Could you speak a little more slowly
Sure can.
and a little closer into the mic?
Apologies. Understood, thank you.
Better.
So we're here with the homeowner, Baljeet Kindry of 23 Albatross in Levittown. We're requesting a variance having less than the required side yard aggregates, as the homeowner has performed a partial conversion of the existing garage into a habitable space, which includes a utility, laundry room, hallway, and a three-piece bathroom. 141 square feet of the existing garage remains as storage.
Wait, hold on.
Okay.
You're here for a conversion of garage to living space?
Correct.
So I don't have that.
Well, it's part of, the issue is we're here for the side yard aggregates, apologies. We have, the requirement is 15 feet, and we currently have 12.8. There was
But
a,
well, hold on.
Go ahead.
So I'm going to read, so my calendar has side yard aggregate
correct.
related to constructing second floor addition attached to the dwelling.
It's regarding the conversion of a garage into a habitable space and not having the required.
That's not here at all.
Okay, so we're going to have to take a look here. But
Sure,
Just
sure
so
do.
I know, the garage was, because your thought you were here because you converted partial of the garage to living, which changes the required setback
That's,
on the side. for
that's
the dwelling.
correct.
Someone, what do we do here?
The effect is the same, although it's not.
No, it's for a second floor addition.
The second floor addition was a proposal as part of the application, which there was a partial rear yard second floor addition,
Okay, hold on.
which doesn't affect the side yard
Currently, it
aggregates.
it has an attached garage.
Correct, yes.
The way Levitt built the houses.
That's right.
And
This guy-
and now you're going to convert the garage and construct a second story over the garage?
No, sir. So the garage itself is a single-story garage, which was attached to the home, right? It is attached to the home, and basically that requirement of 15 feet isn't currently met because of the garage. So we have only 12.8 side yard aggregates, but because the garage is being converted. There still remains a storage space of 141 square feet, but there's a utility room, laundry space, and a hallway.
I guess the point is, it's no longer a garage.
It is no longer a garage, there is a storage space there, correct?
Yes.
So we do not meet the required side yard aggregates.
Okay, so we obviously have an issue with the way it's captioned.
Okay.
So let's just go through and see if everything else is accurate.
Sure.
So that if someone were to look at the plans that were on file for 30 days, they would have been on sufficient notice as to what the proposal is, so we can see if we can avoid a notice problem.
Understood, okay.
So, I'm looking at the site plan. Let's see, where's the garage? Oh, I see the driveway. So, was the garage door gone?
No, the garage remains, there still is 141 square feet of storage space that remains.
But it can't fit a car?
It cannot fit a car, correct?
Okay, so the garage can't fit a car anymore, too.
No,
So
so it's definitely gone.
But we have to do garage converted to living. We have to add that on the heading. But if we can figure out, if everything's accurate otherwise, I think we can avoid a notice issue.
I agree, but then we also have that town board issue though, that triggers another variance. We,
Look at the plans.
I know, the plans say, some plans, two-story frame,
Let's see about the
it's
trigger.
listed,
He's here for the side yard.
construct.
But it's attached.
It's attached.
Right, but some of the things the building department, Pauline, can you come up? Some of the things the building department is doing, these weird things where even if something, sometimes the building department is doing this thing where even if something needs side yard and side yard aggregate by the mirror, they only require one of them. I don't even remember which one. They started doing that a couple of years ago. But, because here, they're here for side yard aggregate. Pauline, if this said convert garage to living space, and they have a side yard aggregate of 12.8, wait, do they have this sufficient? Yeah, they have sufficient side yard. No, wait, so, right, but I just wanted to check. Wait, but he does only need aggregate, because side yard, okay, so, yeah, but he is denied for aggregate. So, for example, if we added the words convert garage to living, which we'll have to do, we'll have to amend the caption, then I think we can hear the rest of the case, and if everything else is in order, people were on notice, we can amend the caption, and we don't, I think it's de minimis. I think people were sufficiently on notice.
Everything's on the plans, I think that's fine.
They're on file 30 days, that's what I always make a record.
Except the only issue would be that there are additional fees, and we don't have the authority to waive that. Yes, but there's also garage conversion, is that separate?
That's correct.
Would it be? I don't know how they parse up what they put on the various applications. It's always a mystery.
So long as that's okay?
No, he doesn't need side yard.
He needs
He
aggregate.
just needs the aggregate. No, because I was worried about it.
So then,
All right,
garage conversion itself, you know,
Yeah.
the clear and it doesn't trigger any additions.
As long as, let's go through the hearing, if all this is accurate, then we'll amend the caption and
Well,
we'll,
it's the side yard.
on the basis that people have any type of notice. No, it's de minimis, no notice. Okay, all right. Sorry, but we just want to
No,
get it all.
understood, appreciate that, thank you.
So we're going to hear, you probably heard, so it looks like the proper fees were paid for applications. It looks like you were denied for the right variances. Well, if that changes, we'll have to talk about it again.
Understood.
And so what we'll do is hear everything. Obviously, the notice requirement needs to happen, but if everything is accurate, it's been on file for 30 days.
Yes.
I think the fact that those few words were left out is de minimis, and people would have been sufficiently on notice if they got the notice, came and looked at the plans,
Understood.
saw where the structures proposed and what variances were needed. So then we'll probably be okay. We'll amend the caption. But let's go
Thank
ahead and
you.
finish the thing. Go ahead.
In addition, we're requesting a variance to maintain an accessory structure, shed with less than the required rear and side yard setbacks. 2 feet is required. We currently maintain 1 foot rear yard setback and 1.2 feet side yard setback.
Oh, it's a corner lot?
No, it is not a corner lot.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
In addition, we're requesting a special exception to maintain a second accessory structure, a gazebo sized at 11.8 feet by 10.5 feet, and a 9.8 foot height, which exceeds the allowable max height of 9 feet. And this gazebo, you have the specs provided, is something off the shelf. It is at 9.8 feet high.
What's the setback requirement for that gazebo?
Well, currently, the gazebo has a 4.3 side yard setback, so if it's an accessory structure, it would be 2 feet, correct?
Yeah, I think, but it should be located in the back, but that's okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, hold on.
Currently, it's located adjacent to the the house, and it's on the patio.
Yes, I see that.
Okay, so, because I'm looking at the site plan, there's a section that says maintain rear yard extension. Is that what's on my calendar as construct second floor addition?
No. So,
Okay, is that before us also?
I'm sorry?
Is maintaining this rear yard extension, or did you get a permit?
So that is part of this application. The application was to maintain the rear yard extension, maintain the work that was a conversion into the habitable space by the garage, and then a proposal for the second story partial addition.
What about that? I don't have that on my calendar either.
That wasn't, a variance wasn't requested for that. The variance was.
Oh, that's what
only-
I just asked you.
Correct,
Is
yes.
that before us?
No, yeah. We're here before you simply because of the side yard aggregates, the shed, and the gazebo. The second.
Oh, so the answer, so when you said that was before us, it's not. The maintain rear yard extension is not before.
Not before you, I
Okay,
apologize.
thank you.
Misunderstood.
And where's the second floor addition? Oh, and the second floor addition is that small section, a rear dormer,
That's correct, yes.
all within the footprint.
Correct. And just to note too, we are not exceeding the allowable lot coverage of 30% with both accessory structures and the dormer and the maintain.
One of your neighbors wrote in and said that they were opposed, do not allow the expansion, the house is very close together. You're not expanding the footprint of the house.
That's
so-
correct. It is all the existing footprint, yes.
All right, and so I will make a motion that we amend the caption to include in the request for the side yard aggregate variance, the request to convert a portion of the garage to living space. So we'll amend that caption, Christine, on the basis, just for the record, on the basis that all the materials were accurate, were on file for 30 days, and accurately reflect what is proposed on the premises, so that anyone who received the notice would have been sufficiently notified of the proposal, even though those particular words were not involved.
Thank you.
Is this your first time here?
It is.
How did you like it?
It was, I'm usually at the town of Oyster Bay. I like this one better.
Oh,
I'm glad to hear that. You get a half a point for that.
Appreciate it. Strike that. Apologies.
Wait for John.
Any other questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I just move that the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Both of you who signed in will receive a copy of the board's decision by mail once it's rendered. Thank you, Happy New Year.
Appreciate it. Happy New
Second.
Year.
Have a nice
Thank you
day.
very much.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
That one Joe was using is possessed, right when we were looking at something.
It goes out.
And
and
Mark.
out, but I think
Like
she
literally,
touched
we
it.
didn't
Here's your
touch it. No, I
gazebo.
didn't touch it.
She touches it all the time.
See that? I bel- We'll take a 10-minute break, then we'll come back and hopefully do some decisions.
Sean, are you watching?
No, we have to be back on time,
That's why we gotta go early.
yeah.
Right.
Back, ready to go at 2.
All right. So, decisions. Okay. Case 1 of 2025, Franklin Square, Mary Scaturo, renewal of a grant to maintain a 6-foot-high living fence forward of the dwelling on Benris, which may substantially obstruct the line of sight, We granted an appearance waiver. Do I have any comments from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
I make a motion, file number 25, Franklin Square,
One
Mary.
of 25.
One of 25.
First of the year.
Thank you, Chairman.
You're welcome.
Mary Scatoro, renewal of grant to maintain 6-foot living fence forward of dwelling on Benris Avenue, be granted as requested, 5 years, same conditions.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Case 2 of 2025, Merrick Martin and Lisa Roman, renewal of a grant to maintain a pool and pool equipment with less than required front and side yard setback, 6-foot solid vinyl fence forward of the dwelling, which may substantially obstruct line of sight and larger than pool installation area. We granted an appearance waiver on that. Do I have any comments from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
I make a motion on case 2 of 25 in Merrick, Martin and Lisa Roman, located at 1800 State Street, to be approved as requested, temporary, same conditions.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Case 3 of 2025, Joseph and Anna Apria, renewal of a grant to maintain a 2-family dwelling. Do I have any comments from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, as it relates to the case you've just described, 3 of 2025 in Oceanside, affecting the property at 306 New York Avenue, I move that the application be approved as requested, same period, 5 years, same conditions.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, next case, 4 of 25, Wantor TD Bank, U.S. Real Estate's renewal of a sign. Do I have any comments from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
I move that case 4 of 2025, the TD Bank U.S. Real Estate at 3222 Sunrise Highway in Wanto be granted with the same conditions for a period of 5 years.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Case 5 of 25, Levittown, Nicholas F. and Carol M. Russo. That's at property located at 17 Blackbird Lane in Levittown. We granted an appearance waiver, renewal to maintain a 6-foot-high stockade fence and a 6-foot-high living fence forward of the dwelling, which may substantially obstruct the line of sight, and a 3-foot-high chain link fence within the clear sight triangle. Do I have any comments? If not, do I have a motion?
I have a motion, file number 5 of 25, Levittown, Nicholas and Carol Russo, renewal of grant to maintain 6-foot stockade fence, 6-foot living fence forward of the dwelling, 17 Blackbird Lane, be granted as requested, 5 years, same conditions.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions? Next case is 6 and 7 of 2025, Josh Crutch, property located at 2300 Panattaquit Avenue in Seaford. These were lot area occupied, side yard aggregate, maintain a wood deck and garage, conversion to living space, both attached to a dwelling, and a special exception to maintain a shed larger than permitted, exceeding horizontal maximum on both sides, 2 sides, with a lot area occupied variance. Do I have any comments? If not, do I have a motion?
I make a motion on case 6 of 26 to 7 of 25 in Seaford, Josh Crutch, located at,
Crutch.
located at, whatever,
You heard that?
2300 Panattaquit Avenue, be approved as requested, deck should not be enclosed.
Yeah, add that as a condition.
Yes. Yes, as requested.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Cases 8 through 10 of 2000.
On that last case, I wanted to make a note that the size of the deck is almost the same as the house, and that without the deck, the house wouldn't even need a lot
you want to just show that on the record? Just make a statement?
Oh, yeah, just as it relates to the prior case, I just want to mention that the deck that is not to be enclosed is approximately 100 square feet less footprint than that of the house, and that without the deck, the house would actually not exceed the lot area occupied. So it's significant in that it looks like a high lot area occupied, but it's significant that if not enclosed, the house really is not even exceeding lot area occupied. I found it relevant.
Second.
All in favor?
We already did
It's
that.
already done, yeah.
It's okay.
All right. So cases 8 through 10 of 2025, Stephen Albee. Property address is 3199 Messick Avenue in Oceanside. Variance to maintain a senior residence with the separate dwelling area exceeding 800 square feet in floor space. Lot area occupied, maintain an enclosed porch attached to dwelling, and lot area occupied, maintaining a shed. Do I have any comments from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion as relates to the three cases
Three.
you've just described, 8 through 10 of 2025. The property is located at 3199 Messick Avenue in Oceanside. You've otherwise described the request. I move that we grant the requested relief with the usual conditions as it relates to the senior residence, and to the extent that I think we grant that permanently.
It's temporary, senior residence.
It's temporary on our part, or it's permanent, but it's checked on like
I believe it's temporary.
Okay, to the extent, if it's,
The building department can completely control senior
They
residences.
control, but isn't it temporary? They have to submit documentation every 3
but that's
years?
To the building
permanent, but that's
department.
like I can, but wait,
Sorry.
Okay.
when it relates to, the ones where they check it every 3 years, our grant is still permanent, but they check it regularly.
Subject to
Versus,
verification, is that?
I move that we grant it in whichever way we usually grant it.
That covers it. That's good.
Okay, next, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That was
I'm
8
quite
to 10.
confident in our very competent counsel, so.
All right, cases 11, 12, 13, and 14 of 2025, Merrick Stephen Aiello, property located at 2077 Beverly Way in Merrick. Do I have to recite all of what they're asking for? I don't believe so. All right, do I have any comments from the board? If not, do I have a motion? I would like to interject that we'll probably have to put generator conditions on this one.
So there's a living fence forward to the
Right.
dwelling,
Mm-hmm.
so it's cases 13 and 14.
Anybody want to make a motion?
I move that case 11 to 14 in Merrick, Stephen Aiello, that cases 13 and 14 be granted temporary, correct? With
Well,
living,
13 is permanent with generator conditions.
oh, okay, yes. Now I get it. Anyway, that they be granted with the appropriate conditions.
And 14 is temporary.
Yes, that's appropriate.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Case 15 of 2025, West Hempstead, Gil and Ilana Brushian. Property address is 690 Euclid Avenue. Do I have any comments from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
I make a motion, index number 15 of 25, West Hempstead, Gillen, Alana, Brochian, variances, lot area occupied, average front yard setback, side yard, rear yard, cantilever, and 2 AC units be granted as requested.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Case 16 of 2025, West Hempstead, Joshua Goldgrab and Ricky Marcus. Property address is 590 Knollwood Drive. We're holding that
Yeah, for the
until
shed.
there's a
Aren't we holding it?
determination as to whether or not
Hold for
there's
the
a
shed.
shed.
He was gonna come in at 2, felt that would call right away, just get
We can go to the parking lot on the way to lunch.
Is
No, he said he was going to say.
It was kept open.
Yes.
Yeah.
Never,
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll keep it
We're
open.
going to hold it. Case 17 of 2025, Uniondale, Novelette Lynn. This was the heaviest case I've seen
Let me take
this
that
year.
one then.
Variance side yard, maintain an air conditioning unit attached to the dwelling at 717 Windsor Road in Uniondale. Do I have any comments? If not, do I have a motion?
I move case 17 of 25 Uniondale, Noveletta Lynn, located at 717 Windsor Road, be approved as requested.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Cases 18 through 20 of 2025, Levittown, Baljit Kindri. That property address is 23 Albatross Road in Levittown. We had to amend the caption.
Yeah, so it'll be variance, side yards aggregate, convert garage to living space, construct second floor addition attached to dwelling.
okay, Mr. Chairman, as it relates to cases 18 through 20, inclusive of 2025, as you've previously described it, I first move that we amend the caption so that it reads as follows: variance, convert garage to living space. Oh, wait, I'm wrong. I take it back. You want me to say it second? Variance, side yard aggregate, convert garage to living space, construct second floor addition attached to dwelling, and the rest reads as is already cited on the calendar. I move that we grant the requested relief.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Okay, should we go to the
Reserve.
reserve?
Go to reserve.
Okay, so, first case we have on reserve, new drawings were submitted. They were reviewed by the building department, but it was determined that the covered porch,
Not doing it.
The mikveh. This is the mikveh case.
the first, also.
It will.
Okay, I'm just throwing that out.
I'm
Okay?
gonna make your head explode.
Okay, so again, the plans that were initially submitted included a wood deck that the board initially denied. You guys will remember, this is the case where we were awaiting new plans because upon doing the decision, the numbers weren't adding up. Anyway, so the plans that we just received are showing that the enlarged, that are showing that the covered deck, that's apparently a maintained, has been enlarged from
463 point.
square feet to 633 square feet. So, well,
I'm sorry, 400 and...
yeah, so initially, and again, this is maintained. Initially, the mikvah and porch deck to be maintained have a square footage of 463.26 square feet pursuant to the plot plan dated 8/11/23. However, on the new plans that were submitted, it appears as though the mikvah and porch deck to be maintained have a lot coverage of 633 square feet. So, I'm just bringing that to your
Wait.
attention. Yeah.
They gave us those plans before, and now they gave us these plans. Did they tell us this was changing, or did we anticipate this?
We did not.
Why did they give us new plans?
Because when I was doing the decision initially, I was trying to figure out the math, and the math wasn't mathing. So we asked for new plans in light of the fact that the board denied the outdoor deck.
Yes.
To make sure that, everything
Now
matched
it's
up.
bigger.
We denied the outdoor deck.
Correct.
There were
But
there
all we
were
inquired
actually
about the numbers meshing.
there were actually two decks.
Correct. One covered,
One
not.
covered, one not covered.
And when you
The
call-
the issue with respect to the plans being modified without our knowledge, without it being pointed out, in that the
So mikvah and porch deck to be maintained,
Yeah.
apparently now has a lot coverage of 633 square feet.
Wait, so you called because the numbers weren't meshing?
Correct, so
And
when
what excuse did he use to submit new plans?
We asked for-
We asked for new plans.
Yeah.
Because the math was not adding up.
Okay.
So what we had to do, because the plans took a while to get, we actually reopened the case and put it on the reserve calendar to await new plans, because
Right.
otherwise it would have held up our minutes. So
I
now
mean, I
it's
think
still
we
on
have
the
to rehear
reserve.
it now. First of all, did it go back to the building department?
It did. It doesn't trigger any new variances. This doesn't trigger any new variances.
But we never approved it at 600
The deck
plus
that he enlarged is not
square
the one we
feet.
disapproved, it's the one we approved.
Correct.
Yeah,
But it's
that's right.
maintained, so this is what is kind of strange, is how does it go from 463.26 square feet?
Well, he's gotta come in and tell us.
Okay, so
No,
if you
what-
think, if that,
Why don't we just
I
affirm
would
the
just
dec-
grant it at the original size, the
reaffirm that decision.
463
Oh, wait,
point,
yeah.
and that's
This
it.
is the deck we already denied?
No,
this is the
no,
one
we
we
approved.
approved. We denied this
We
one.
denied the new deck
They enlarged the deck that we had approved.
without telling us.
So we should
Well-
just affirm that approval?
We're going to affirm the approval as it was originally presented, 463 square feet.
Okay, I'm good with that.
Yeah, okay, so,
When you draft it,
yes, I already have it, I already have a draft because I initially did the decision. I will just hammer out specifically that the covered deck that we're approving is the deck as indicated on the plans that were presented to the board.
and say, which is.
This
I
square
would-
footage.
I
Yes.
would even say more than that,
I'll
I would say,
specify.
which is 19.8 feet by,
Sure, I could do the dimensions, I'll specify the
for a
dimensions.
total of blank square foot.
I'll do the dimensions.
Yeah, we're going to go into
Wait a second.
specifics.
The original plans that were submitted,
I'd like to see that too.
yes,
Hold on.
Take a look.
so you have to refer to everything. So the plan dated 8/1/23, revised on 2/7/24, which indicates that the deck is 463.26 square feet. Wait, what does it show for the, all right, so it appears as though it is, 19.8.
How long does this?
With respect to case 217 of 2024, that's Near Valley Stream, JW Kodesh Holdings LLC. We need a secret determination. Would someone please make that motion?
Mr. Chairman, I will, as it relates to, as you said, 217 of 2024, property is at 773 Gulf Drive in Near Valley Stream, JW Kodesh Holdings LLC. I move that based on the materials in the file, the review by other members of the zoning department, and the testimony and exhibits provided both in the file and anything, the testimony at the hearing, that we adopt a negative declaration as to the CEQA determination.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Chairman, I
Hold
should
on.
vote on this?
No.
This is what was initially denied. It was
Okay.
that second floor roof deck.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, as it relates to the substantive determination as to the variances requested, this is the case in which we originally denied the uncovered deck and approved the covered deck. Subsequent to that decision, the applicant's representative provided a new amended set of plans in which the previously 463 square foot covered deck we approved had a new notation that it was now 633 square feet, and it appears to be shown as a portion of the deck that we disapproved. So I move that we reaffirm our approval of the 463 square foot deck that was shown on the plans of 8/11/2023, and that council articulate the board's approval continues to be of that portion of the decking, and that council in addition explain in the decision that the portion of the decking that was originally disapproved, again, a portion of which now appears to be drawn into the decking approved, that the council articulate clearly the dimensions of that disapproved deck to reiterate our disapproval of it and clarify our decision as it relates to the decks.
Second.
Second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Prozac.
we have an update on that. Unfortunately, we have not made any progress with the state. We did hear from, unless it would be a conditionless two-family, which they did not meet their burden for a use variance of this, well,
So in that, we had spoken with parking.
who's the agent?
She's at this point just looking for any decision to start going forward with she would be happy with.
Correct, so this is,
300, 301 Prozac.
this is the one where they make, yeah, okay. So, the draft decision, I believe if the board is inclined to adopt it, I believe that it is appropriate to adopt it at this point.
It's the same concept we've constantly discussed.
Correct, that basically it would permit them a second legal dwelling unit without a two-family. So it
So
would be for-
long as he lives in one of the units.
Correct, correct,
Your draft says temporary?
correct, it's temporary, yep,
I'd like to make that.
okay, you wanna,
Just for the record, I was absent for the hearing. However, I reviewed the minutes, and I reviewed the live stream, and I am fully familiar with the facts and circumstances of the case. You know, maybe it's because I reviewed it a couple of times that I thought I was here for that, but
Maybe because you
apparently I
were-
wasn't.
Maybe you were
Yeah.
on your Prozac and it.
Yeah, I was probably on my Prozac. All right, just go ahead, Joseph.
I move that case 300-301 of 2024 in Merrick, Ellen Prozac, their request to a use variance for a two-family dwelling and convert a one-family to a two-family, none permitted, that our council has drafted a decision
And worked really hard along with our secretary.
with the board's guidance and has come up with a amicable decision that I think we should grant it based upon that draft decision that we've all reviewed.
It's temporary
We'll,
condition.
we'll
Yeah.
adopt it with the conditions contained in the
And
draft.
for the record, just to note that council and secretary of the board constructed this and worked through multiple meetings and have been led to believe that this granting will suit both our needs and also facilitate the needs of the disabled individual and his family to continue to provide for his care throughout his life. That's an element of why we're drafting this.
We applaud their efforts and our own efforts.
Second?
All in
Aye.
favor?
Aye.
That's such a self-serving.
Photobomb.
Okay, all right. Next. 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 What do we have next?
Okay. I don't know.
By the way, did you watch town board yesterday, that couple?
One?
I don't know if the board would, okay, so, just the slight update on 572, 573. We did uncover that the neighboring house, the board will remember this was the product of a subdivision, 2 new homes were constructed, both of which were over the 30 feet.
Right.
But one, yeah.
This one was the 8-inch case, the other one's the 9-inch case.
That court one did.
Well, the CO was revoked on the second one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we'll be seeing that.
So the 8-inch came before us, and that's how we discovered the 9-inch. That's not before us, but it will be.
Correct. So,
So that's off this calendar?
which, no, we have to make.
72, well,
The board needs to make a decision.
okay,
Another case is gonna come in with 9-inch, this is an 8-inch.
okay. So if we, okay, what do you want to do on this?
Keep this on until the 9-inch.
That's kind of what I was
And then
thinking,
consolidate both?
or at least make the decision.
I wonder if, are they going to bring in anybody to testify why it's 9 inches over, since we couldn't get anybody with any knowledge on the 8-inch?
Yeah, correct. We can't force them to come in even though the CO was revoked.
Didn't we have a problem with making a precedent about this?
Correct.
Yeah.
Once we
Mhm.
Isn't
get
this the
this,
one where
then
the,
they'll start.
did the builder come in? That's the builder who said, I know nothing?
No, that's a different one. That one we denied, but this one, Mr. Plumer's correct that, last week, a motion was made and then withdrawn. Denying it was one to wait for the chairman to be here.
Okay, so, somebody want to make a
Can we
motion?
find
The
out why
chairman's
they were
here.
built this way?
They already had a hearing.
No, he said that's not the one.
But they,
No, I thought it was the one we called in too, but she said that's not this
they've
one.
already had a hearing. And I don't believe they gave any insight as
No,
to how it was
nope.
built to talk.
Nope,
And now we uncovered that the other one was built to talk.
With the 9 case and let them go after the builder.
go ahead.
Or should we wait? I don't know. How-
No, why should we wait?
I don't know, I wanted to see them together because I assume it's the same.
Well, they're not going to be together. This case was
Right, but if
already
we
heard.
Waited for the other one that we haven't heard yet, we could find out what
This
happened.
case will have precedential value if we, God forbid, we should deny it.
Sure, we get the same answers.
Well,
No, we might not have acquired.
I'm sure we did. It was a long time ago.
Usually we do.
I'm sure we did.
him?
No,
All right, so go ahead, someone.
Mr. Pellegrini, would you
Yes,
like to
I'm
make a
sorry.
motion on 572 and 573 of 2024, now that I'm here? Although, wait a minute, did you, I don't think, he was absent.
I have a question, though, a legal question.
Okay, go ahead.
If we were to say, so the first thing is variance, comma, height, comma, maintain dwelling, semicolon. If we deny height, but we approve maintaining the dwelling, how's that work? Seems inconsistent.
correct. I
It
think that
is.
has to be denied.
It is.
Well, that's why I'm asking.
My understanding, I thought that both of the cases had to be denied, because how can you permit a structure,
Well, this,
you legalize a structure on a house that has no CO?
you mean the cabana we can't
Correct.
approve?
That was my understanding.
How do you feel about?
That's interesting.
Let's say
Good
it's 30
concept.
feet. Let's say 30 feet is the
That was my
limit.
understanding.
If something's 5 inches.
I don't know that
over,
much.
let's say,
Every now and then.
what precedent? do
Well, you know,
set?
that,
Wait, is
that breaks
30
through the
feet
clouds,
hard
that's, you know.
Number, or are we going to do the exception?
Well, then,
Yeah, well, I was asking a
well,
more
then when
legal
it's,
question.
when does it come in at 39 feet? And then 39 feet, 4 inches?
What's your position on that? In other words,
30 feet is what
Yeah,
applies to the rest of the town.
position also, that, so if it's 30 feet, it's open, and we deny it.
Yeah, no, I wasn't asking that. I was asking a technical legal question about,
Like, basically, does the whole, does the entirety of 572 need to be denied?
correct.
Yeah. Somebody want to
Because,
make?
for example, if we
Qatar.
deny the height, see, the problem is denying the height, and maintaining it, and allowing them to
You
maintain it.
can't.
Because
You
honestly,
can't.
They go together.
but we,
Yeah.
in a way, but like, there is a scenario, like, we could say we deny the height,
And
and
then
let's say
just go
they,
down.
exactly.
But I think the only reason why because don't forget, this was the product of a subdivision. So the only reason why it's in front of us in the first instance now is because of the height. So they're trying to maintain a dwelling higher than permitted.
Correct. I just meant technically how that,
That's my understanding.
So,
I
how
don't
would this be, I inspected a property today, don't come up. The site plan is not accurate, there's an addition on the dwelling.
well, let's do that one when we get to it.
No, it's, how can we approve that when it's not, it's similar to this in that the outdoor dining or whatever it is, they maintain the
Cabana?
accessory cabana. Why can't that be granted independent? I realize that the CO,
Well,
there
it
is a CO
depends.
that's been
Are you
issued.
allowed to have a cabana on a lot alone?
I'm gonna say that no CO has been issued on this house
I thought
because
you
it was
were.
uncovered at the final inspection.
Did they revoke? Oh, they
It was
issued
never issued.
Never issued.
But I
So-
don't, we should just find out from the colleague. I thought you weren't allowed to have a cabana only on a residential piece of property. Maybe you are, in which case, I don't care if we approve the cabana then. The only thing I thought was you weren't allowed, because we had that once in Lido.
Yeah, the boat storage guy,
Well, it was a cabana, but yes, he had a separate boat storage thing. Can we find out if you're, I mean, I don't care.
Is this case, a new house that was built?
Yes. Yep.
So my opinion is we deny the whole thing and set precedent that you gotta build it according to what you got approved.
Yeah, that's for the house, but he has a separate case.
Yeah,
He
it's
has
a separate case for a
asking
cabana, and the question is, can you approve a cabana on a, theoretically?
If we deny it now.
If you deny the height variance, therefore, there's no CO on the structure, on the building, on the house, can you approve a cabana
Because I
independent?
don't know that you're allowed to have a cabana.
Go ahead.
on the property.
My suggestion would be to dismiss that without prejudice then. If they come into compliance,
Okay,
then they
yeah,
can always
good, let's
refile
do
and
that.
bring it back.
Good.
Good idea.
Okay,
Perfect.
there we go.
Sold American. Somebody like to make that motion? Not Mr. Pellegrini?
Wait, one more thing.
Did you say no?
But you have
Dismiss it, if not just the.
reviewed the minutes?
This is Pellegrini speaking. I have reviewed the minutes, I have reviewed the file, the paperwork in the file. I'm extremely familiar with the case, and I would move that case 572, the variance to maintain a height, or variance height to maintain the dwelling, be denied.
And
There was not sufficient evidence before the board.
Okay.
And that case,
Any reasonings also, presidential impact?
the precedential impact, there's no justification, they didn't bring anybody.
Self-created?
So, yes,
Self-created
self-created,
hardship.
and that the special exception, case 573, to maintain the cabana, be dismissed without prejudice because the house is questionable.
And I'll just say on that reasoning too, it's one thing if the house was an inch or two off, you could understand over a couple different measurements, you lose an inch, you lose an inch, you lose an inch. Or even I almost can feel,
Shrinkage.
I know, I almost can even see how it could be a foot over exactly, because someone dropped a number. But 8 or 9 inches doesn't seem like an accident.
All right,
It doesn't seem like just a measuring,
is that a second?
and it's on both houses. Second,
All in favor? Any opposed, any abstentions? Okay.
Okay, so, just a slight update on 377. The applicant did move the AC units from the side yard to the rear yard. They still, however, have to amend their plans to get rid of a roof over that's still showing, which would then trigger another variance. So hopefully next time we will have an update that
Okay.
we can decide.
Is this the case where they had like an illegal basement apartment?
Correct. Patrick and I actually inspected
Yeah, I
it.
remember, this was like a disaster.
It was, but now it is, there's no basement apartment, but when we went there, there were other things that triggered variances, one of which was that roof over. Apparently they've removed it, but the plans that they resubmitted didn't show that it was removed. So we need new plans that are correct and accurate.
Okay.
and new variances.
Correct, so it technically shouldn't trigger a new variance, because apparently it's removed.
So with the variance for the two-family house, they have to be related to people or no? In other words-
They do not, for a two-family, it does not.
Okay.
Okay, so hopefully next time.
This was previously approved by the board.
Correct, and it had expired a long time ago. Okay, so 6/20 of '24, we recently reached out to the applicant. Apparently, the tenants will vacate the premises at the end of January. So I
Hold
told
it.
them to let us know when they vacate, you know.
And the
premises.
tenants take the cars.
I hope so. Patrick?
Which case? Yep.
Fire marshal's inspections, they are all signed off on, and the sprinkler system is working, all the fire suppression and alarms are working.
So what do we now have to do on the case?
Grant them a 6-month
Grant-
extension of time.
Yeah, okay.
Who's got a motion? Joe, you're the.
Joey,
Based on case number 365, 368, 2022, it's a maintain a five-family dwelling in Roosevelt that was reopened to consider an extension of time request. The board uncovered that it didn't have the necessary permits required by the town and Nassau County Fire Marshals. They have complied with those items at this point, and I would move that we grant a 6-month extension of time for them to complete the board's original decision.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
No further update on 712 through 714. I don't know if the board has an update on 310 and 311. That was the subdivision in East Atlantic Beach.
Yeah, I had inspected that multiple times before we heard the first
Yep.
time.
We're gone.
Yeah, I just think, I'd like to hold that so some more people can take a look at it.
Okay.
Because I'm very,
I took a look at it, took a look at it, but it sort of didn't answer any of my questions that had come up with, when they were testifying, and half of the lot is on one street, one lot's on one street, one's on the other.
Right,
It's back-to-back.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, through lot back-to-back.
And there was a lot of neighborhood opposition when from what I recall, there were people here that were opposed to it. So,
and even though, they had originally proposed 330s, right? And then they went down to 245s.
Well, then I
Or
think
is
they
it-
went to a 60 and a 30, and then they went to 245s.
Yeah, even 245s, it doesn't look that way visually. I felt like it's, I don't know, I'd like to look at it again, because again, I inspected it like 2 years ago.
Okay.
Before it came the first time. I'll look at it
I
again.
will look at it
I
again.
was there about
Can-
2
is
months
it-
ago, and
been so
I
long.
agree with you, I'm a little hesitant.
Yeah, I was this break.
Is it possible to print,
The plans?
Joe,
plans?
the site plan? Sure. Are the houses identical?
I don't know. I'll print out
Let's
the
print out the
composite.
composite.
Yeah, the composite, the plot plans, and the plans of the house.
Okay, if it's not too much work, plans are useful.
This afternoon.
Anything on 738, 39, 42, 43?
Take a look at 738 and 739. Okay,
That has an addition on the side that's not shown on the plot plan.
okay. Would you like to,
We could grant it subject to them furnishing a more accurate site
Accurate
plan
plan.
to the buildings department.
I feel like we should, that's the cart before the horse. If the site plan's not
gets-
accurate,
it
I think
gets-
they should put it in the
It
building
gets us,
department.
Tell them to resubmit a site plan,
After it goes to the building department.
accurate one.
so you want me to contact?
I mean, what do you think?
6 to
Well, I mean,
1.
in theory, the building department should,
Oh, wait, the house isn't even here.
no, it's a
Wait.
shed.
It's a shed.
And a fence.
Wait, what's the
There's
extent?
the plot plan is not accurate. There's a shed that's attached to the side of the house.
So,
Are you sure that isn't part of the house, or?
Yeah, it's not.
So there's
So-
a shed
There's two
attached to the house that is not shown on the,
Yes. So my thought was to approve this, subject to them filing whatever's necessary to legalize that shed
okay, so.
or addition.
Okay, so grant subject to the legalization of the,
Addition that's not shown on the site plan, but
how do
on-site.
we, if this thing's attached to the house, how do we grant something without our accurate site plan to reference?
well, that, but also, if only the shed and the fence are in front of us, is that appropriate? That,
You know,
it's not like the house is in
No,
front of us.
I thought of that.
Okay,
And
go ahead.
it's, I don't know how we can approve something when it's inaccurate, and
Okay,
that's my issue with it. It's
so
like,
I have a suggestion. Would you like us to ask for an amended plot plan, and then the board can reopen it if it,
I'd
it
like
might
that.
trigger new variances for
If
all
we
we know.
had an accurate site plan, I'm okay with doing what he originally said.
Sure.
Which is grant what's before us with requirement that they legalize. I just want us to have the
Sure.
accurate site plan to reference.
All right, so I'll reach out to them. Is that okay?
but then the monkey's still on our back. I wanted to get the monkey off our back by allowing them to file what is necessary in the building department. Let the building department make a determination that it needs additional variances or it doesn't.
All right, get a new plan from us and hold it on reserve then.
Something like that. I mean,
That's-
I'm
that's
not
what
hard
we
and
do.
firm with this, it's just,
I mean,
No, but-
let's see if, let's get an accurate
Yeah,
plot plan.
start there,
okay.
right?
Let's get an accurate site plan and take it from there. Maybe that will aid the board, and by the way, we're gonna need an accurate site plan to at least reference in our decision. So,
Yes, but you're talented enough that you could articulate it without it.
okay, so next.
7:43.
All right, so we'll continue to hold this.
I reached out to the applicant, and apparently other things arose upon the plans examiner's inspection, so they're not ready to go forward with us just yet.
On 7:42 and 43?
Correct, you'll remember
Okay.
that we needed to amend the caption to
Right.
include the fence, they needed to file a permit for it. So other things have arisen since.
7:49 and 7:50. Board, I inspected, I don't know how many other people inspected.
I did
and
not.
I think that we should, go ahead.
It should,
I think.
a 2 and 2, one family and a
No,
one
no,
family,
no,
and get rid of
no,
the 2
no,
family.
no, Go ahead.
I
I think, does someone have a motion to make?
Yes.
And giving, and give the reasons therefore?
So I looked at this case. Obviously, there's a lot of information provided at the trial, at the hearing, I'm sorry. And I think most of us agreed then that it seemed like a substantial request. And I think that this two-family was granted as of right because it had residency zone adequate, 12,000 square feet, all good. Now they come in and want to carve off a piece of the land and put on another single-family residence, putting three families on the same 12,000 square feet, which for starters is a self-created situation. I don't see the rationale for carving up an as-of-right two-family scenario and creating, the need for variances without it being necessary. They obviously have shown this is the way they can make good use of the land, so their rights aren't in any way, diminished as it relates to the value of the land. And so, number one, I think it's a self-created hardship. Number two, to be required to have 12,000 square feet, and then to carve it down to something closer to 6,000 square feet, I don't remember the exact numbers, that is a huge variance. 12,000 to 6 or whatever it is, I think it's a substantial variance. I think it's more substantial than is warranted here, particularly, again, since it's a self-created hardship. In addition to that, the cases that they cited were other property in the, vicinity, if you will, was granted variances to either subdivide lots into smaller lots or have two-family residents on less than 12,000 square feet, were all granted, for example, like 49 and 90. There wasn't any that they cited granted any more recent than about 35 years ago. So I think that the precedential value of those prior grants cited is pretty de minimis. I don't feel that it in any way should compel us to grant this, particularly since, it's very intensive use they're proposing. Long Island's changed over the last 35 years. The town of Hempstead's changed. And it's just not the pattern that in the 20 years I've been here, it's not the pattern and development that the town and the people of the town want. And I think our ordinances are reflecting that, and I hope our decisions are. So for the reasons of substantial nature of it, the intensification of it, the self-created hardship.
I might add, an unnecessary intensification.
Exactly. I would say that I would move, Mr. Chairman, that cases 749 and 750, 2024, affecting the property at 440 Eureka in Elmont, that we deny the request to further subdivide this house and put a third family on this 12,000 or so square feet.
Second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
So we don't need any CEQA because we denied it.
Correct. Oh, I have one more.
Go right ahead.
Okay, so last week, the board will remember that we had we had two renewals in front of us, and they were for signs at Starbucks. And while the office was processing those renewals, it was uncovered that there were additional variances that were temporary that have not yet been renewed. So there's just a misfiring between the sign division and the building department with respect to these renewals. So we've contacted the applicant regarding the need for them to renew the other grants. My suggestion would be that we reopen it and put it back on the reserve calendar to, maybe give the applicant a little more of an incentive to actually follow through with the renewals.
If we reopen it and put it on reserve, did we just grant them a renewal?
We did.
So will it vitiate that renewal? What will be the trigger to push them?
Well, the applicant has been contacted. So this is Starbucks, it's not, it's somebody that I feel like will go correct. Starbucks in Island Park. And I wasn't here for. So, case numbers 729 and 730 of 24, affecting the premises 4507 Austin Boulevard near Island Park.
Okay, I will make a motion as it relates to cases 729 and 730 of 2024. It's the Starbucks in Island Park, which is located at 4507 Austin Boulevard. Based on what we've been advised by council, we had a recent grant for their signs, but there were some other prior grants that had expired and were not renewed as they should be. I move that we, let's see, I don't know, yeah, I'm trying to think of the word. No, that we withdraw, no. Rescind. We rescind, thank you, that we rescind our prior grant on the signs solely for the purpose of putting it back on reserve, and that council, which I understand is already done, so council notify them so that they have an opportunity to pursue properly renewing the other grants, which it sounds like we have no concern that they won't do that, and then we will readdress this grant, the prior grant, and close out this case in its entirety.
Any
Second. All in favor?
Aye. Morning calendar and adjourn the board until 2 o'clock.